Cause it's Friday, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Baby, it's cold outside. Baby, it's cold outside.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Chad from the Bearded Hops podcast. I have a Hoppin Frog beer for Friday morning beer review this morning. Excited about this one because when I purchased this beer from Craft Beer Cellar in Pewaukee, Wisconsin, I bought it because it just says right here, coffee porter. It's called Infusion A from the Tower Tuesday series. It's got a little surprise, and I did not realize this until Mark from Craft Beer Cellar made me aware of it when he picked up the can to scan the barcode. He said, you know this is a interesting beer. And I said, well, I hope so because it's going on the podcast. He said, well, you know, it's more than just a coffee porter, don't you? I'm like, I don't know. I picked it up because it said coffee porter on the can. He's like, right. And nobody realizes this. When you look at the can, which this label's freaking awesome. I love the colors. I love that there's a frog drinking a beer. But if you turn the can right there, it says swirls of heavenly chocolate and peanut butter. Sweet. So this is not only a coffee porter, it's Infusion A with chocolate and peanut butter. Now the can says where was I? Oh yeah, I was going to read this. Flavors surround your senses as you enjoy this wonderful maze of complexity that is Infusion A. That's not that great of a description. So let's go to the website. Go to beers at Hoppin Frog. Infusion A coffee porter this information is on the can. 6.2% ABV, 26 IBUs. Swirls of heavenly chocolate and peanut butter flavors surround your senses. You enjoy this wonderful maze of complexity. Infusion A. The first of our Tower Tuesdays series, this robust coffee porter is a great example of the eye-opening flavors we have developed with our Tuesday infusions. Taste the results of our research. We truly are developing better beer through knowledge. Let's crack this thing open and see what it tastes like. I'm using the usual Luigi Biormoli Italian glassware for coffee porters and stouts and those types of morning beers. Which I am drinking coffee, by the way. This 100 Seasons, yeah, that was kind of not a great season. Maybe next year. So I have a base coffee flavor in my mouth that hopefully will amplify this a little bit. Ooh, peanut butter. Sweet, I guess like a sweet peanut butter with a little bit of a chocolate smell. At least out of the can. Let's pour. All right, nice and dark. It lightens a little bit as I put light behind it, so it's not like a midnight black. I had about 3/4 of an inch head on it. When I poured, it has settled down to just a little bit of a ring of head. Okay, so in the glass, that is all peanut butter. I don't get chocolate. I don't get coffee. That's all peanut butter. Let's see. It's pretty good. It reminds me of that peanut butter beer I had from, I believe, Renegade Brewing. I think I did a Friday morning beer review on that a little while back, which was very peanut buttery. This is really peanut buttery as well. Probably a little less subtle in the peanut butter flavor than that one was. Really, really good. Really good. It's got a nice fizz to it. Mouthfeel. Still feel a little bit of tingliness on my tongue. But it's almost all peanut butter. There isn't a coffee flavor. There's a little bit of a chocolate flavor that's kind of left over. Peanut butter hits you right away. And then as it washes down, you get a nice tingle, and you're left with kind of a sweet chocolate kind of taste left in your mouth. I'll do one more sip before I do an initial rating. That second sip, I do get a little bit more coffee flavor. And I wonder if because I was drinking coffee, if that would heighten the peanut butter taste. I think did a little bit, but it also, I think, subdued the coffee flavor. So the first drink kind of washed away the coffee that I was drinking. The second sip was pretty much just what this beer I think is supposed to be, which is peanut butter up front and then a coffee chocolate flavor on the finish. And that's what that is. So I think this is probably in the excellent category. So I'm going to start off with a rating of 4.0 on this. I think it's a highly rated beer on Untappd and Beer Advocate. We'll get to that in just a second. Hoppin' Frog Brewery is in Akron, Ohio. They have been around, according to their website, for 11 years. I didn't realize they were that old. That's pretty cool. Actually, probably 12 years. So it says 11 years. I wonder if they just haven't updated this because we're just barely into 2019. They were established in 2006. They distribute beer in 22 states and 38 foreign countries. That's crazy. They have consistently rated as one of the top 100 breweries in the world, according to a beer site that we don't talk about. Bleep, bleep, bleep. They have opened a tap room or tasting room in June of 2013. They've got 24 taps. They pretty much use that website that I'm not going to mention as the way to show how good their beer is, and that's fine. I mean, as far as I know, Hoppin' Frog is not owned by. They can't be owned by anybody because on the can it has right there, the independent craft beer logo. So they're not owned by anybody, but they do unfortunately use a website that is owned by 12 years old at this point. Akron, Ohio. Lots of beers. I've only had one beer in the past from Hoppin' Frog, and that was from Jake, who bought the barrel-aged Taurus, the Tyrant. Taurus the Tyrant is the name of the beer. Triple Oatmeal Imperial Stout, and I rated that a 4.5. That was delicious. I remember that beer. We were down at Adam's house, and drank it there. So yeah, this one I think is delicious too. It's definitely in the excellent category. I took it out of the refrigerator probably about an hour, maybe 45 minutes before I started recording this. I was going to drink it cold and let it warm, but unfortunately with my microphone issues, I had to switch out to the old mic, and that took a little extra time. But it's tasting good. Yeah. And the more I drink it, the more that coffee flavor is coming out. The coffee the regular cup of coffee here takes away the coffee flavor, but the more I drink this beer, the more that coffee flavor comes in. The Infusion A peanut butter chocolate coffee porter on Untappd has a very, very good rating, average of 4.13 out of 18,857 total check-ins, 15,000 unique. It was added to Untappd April of 2014. If we go over to Beer Advocate, it has 219 ratings with an average score of 4.27. Also added April 2014. It's an excellent rated beer across the board with a 4.13, 4.27. Between the two, that gives an average of 4.2, and I would agree with that. I think that this will probably bump up to around a 4.25 after I finish it, but the initial rating of 4 stands at this point. So go to Untappd and check out what I actually rated this beer on a final score. And I'm Cadillac907 on Untappd. Shoot me a friend request. I'd love to see what you're drinking. And Adam and Jake, the guys that I do the regular podcast with, are also on Untappd. Jake is DaSnake83, and Adam is Beerded Hops Adam. So we want more friends. I mean, we're pretty good guys. So that is a quick Friday morning beer review on Hoppin' Frog's Tower Tuesday series Infusion A coffee porter. It's interesting that the way they can this, the way they label this, a porter with coffee added. But if you don't look at the side, you will not get, you won't know exactly what you're buying. Chocolate and peanut butter coffee porter. I thought I was just getting a coffee porter. Nicely surprised. with the chocolate and peanut butter added. So there you go. Another Friday morning beer review. Enjoy the weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time on Friday morning beer review. Check us out on the regular podcast as well. Bearded Hops Podcast. Bye-bye.